do have to get on to Chelsea.
Oh, God.
Before Josh went to the match yesterday, we hung out and watched a football, and I was like, you know, if you lose today, you're actually in the bottom half of the table. But it's home against Villa, you know, like what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Well, I was watching this, and Cucurella heads the ball back to his own keeper, and the Villa striker runs through and fucking volleys it over the top.
Did you know? I didn't realise this, but Cucurella's a centre back. Did you know that?
Is he though?
Like I thought when we signed him, he was a backup left back for Chilwell.
I thought he was a left wing back.
And apparently he's a centre back.
It's a £60 million flop. I think that's what it is.
You messaged me after the game and said, "That's it, I'm done. He's got to go." Yeah.
Do you know when I was done? Actually, it wasn't even after the game. It was when I saw the team sheet, and Chelsea produced these lovely graphics. I looked at them and I tried to sort of work out our formation. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking through and I'm going, there's one centre back, Koulibaly, who, let's be honest, hasn't set the world on fire. Ooh. The reason why you get Potter in is because he's meant to be an expert tactician, right?
Yeah.
And he's played one centre back with two full backs and two centre backs on the bench. We had Badiashile, who's been very good since he's come in, and also Chalobah, who has never really let Chelsea down, really. He played very well last season in the back three, and he can be absolutely fine. So
it's never a good sign if you're looking at a team sheet going, what are you doing there then?
But he could just be setting up the team in a very standard way.
But this has been the same from the start, hasn't it?
Special stuff.
He's had a lot of criticism early on at Chelsea for people looking at his team selections and being dumbfounded. 4 changes minimum every single week. But when you're actually a regular season ticket holding 25 years going there fan and you haven't got a fucking clue what he's playing at the start of a game, you then lose 2-0 at home to Villa, who then go above you like that. They sacked their manager at the start of the season because it was that bad.
Yeah. What I don't understand is, when you lot won that game in the Champions League against Dortmund, right? Yeah. Everyone, there was this whole, like we said, overnight, it was like, oh, okay, now, we managed to get past Dortmund, we're further in the Champions League now. Everyone, there seemed to be a different feeling about things. Then you won another game after that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And it felt like the tide was turning a bit. And I said last time on the stream that Chelsea was always one game away from the fans having a meltdown. Yeah. But my concern is, no, I said it.
Literally, one game later.
One game. Literally, the next game, meltdown. Yeah. I'm seeing it everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, people are losing their shit. Would you take Brendan Rodgers?
No, mate, no.
Why are you turning that? Brendan Rodgers is a better manager than Graham Potter. He's won things. He's actually won things.
He actually
is saying Nagelsmann? Is that what you're saying?
I don't particularly have a massitive affinity with Nagelsmann because I don't know how much different he is than Potter in terms of the way.
There's not a lot of managers out there.
Nagelsmann came from Bayern Munich and Potter came from Brighton. There's a difference, Josh.
100%.
There's a difference.
Look. Nagelsmann is a quality manager. I'm not slagging off Nagelsmann. I know that he's a good manager. It's very clear. What he did with Hoffenheim was amazing. What he did with Bayern was good. Right? Fair enough. That's what he did with Bayern is probably the expectations of what he should have done at Bayern. He didn't exceed expectations. He didn't win the Champions League. Right?
They're going to end up with Rodgers. You're going to end up with Rodgers.
You could do a lot worse than Rodgers. You could do a lot worse than Brendan Rodgers.
So hold on.
Let's be real here, though. You don't buy your club for fucking $4 billion to hire Brendan Rodgers.
We've got,
right?
but they hired
the manager of Brighton and Hove Albion.
There are 3 clear choices: it's Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique, and Nagelsmann. That's what everyone.
Enrique said he's not going to come to the Premier League,
which is great.
Enrique.
Yeah, I don't particularly want it.
Why did you sack Tuchel, man?
This is the worst thing, mate. It's like I said. It's what happens when your ex gets with someone else and he's way better looking than you and he earns more money than you.
Never happened. That's what he's talking about.
Because that's how I feel about Tuchel right now. And that's how every other Chelsea fan, that's what makes it even worse, right? We are literally sat there going, we had this generationally good manager. We loved him. He was brilliant. At the end of his tenure, it wasn't going right. Something was going wrong. His personal life was going wrong. We weren't playing good football. But he's a quality manager. And so that is what makes it so much worse. We could have had Tuchel and it would have been way better than what it is.
The main thing is, when you're looking at the league table now, when you look at the teams above Chelsea, Fulham, Villa, Brentford, Brighton, even Newcastle.
Like the 5th or 6th best in London.
Yeah, teams with nowhere near the level of talent. So the one thing we can all universally agree on is Graham Potter has proven he is not good enough.
Yeah,
He's out of his depth.
yesterday was the moment,
Yeah.
right? We've had a few of these moments. We had Southampton, we had Everton, like recently, right? But yesterday was the moment. It turned in the stadium again. It was the worst than it's ever been.
Has he responded to that? Has he said anything?
He responded very happily in a press conference and said, "Oh, you know, the boys played really well. We had really good XG. John McGinn's shot was only 0.02 XG, and so it wasn't expected to score. He's the king of the XG stat."
No, but why
And
was
you're
yesterday the moment,
Mate,
though?
the game is. I'm sick and tired of XG, right? I'm sick and tired of it. The game is not one. Like, XG has a value, right? You can judge the performance of a team to a degree on XG. But ultimately, it's about wins and 3 points.
And
Goals.
this
But he didn't score a goal.
this says it all. Chelsea, points-wise, are as close to bottom of the table as they are to Brighton, the team they got Potter from. And it's April. It's literally April.
And
But what- no,
ironically,
but
they
let's say
should get
something.
his manager, De Zerbi, probably do a better job.
What I don't understand is,
Probably would.
yes, you don't want to lose at home to Aston Villa 2-0, especially when you need to climb up the table. I completely understand that. That's bad. But the performance, I watched the game, right? You lot completely dominated them, right? And it isn't just about XG. Like, you had like 52 touches in their box. If your players' finishing was just better, Graham Potter, we wouldn't maybe be having this conversation right now. Mudryk was clear through one-on-one on goal and took the most tamest shot. It was like a 4-year-old took
was
the
the
shot.
worst-
It was so bad. And if he scores that, it's 1-1 and the game might be a bit different. You were all over them.
But again,
They were
like,
riding
let
their
me-
luck.
Let me go back to one.
Even the Chilwell goal, it was harsh to be disallowed.
Yeah.
How do you spend 600 million and not have a striker?
But look. This is what I'm saying though about tactics, right? We've again, price tags really annoy me in football because you go, oh, he's a £70 million player, so he's got to be the world's best player, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't work in that way. Mudryk should not have been starting that game. He's not ready. He's not, like, as much as everyone on Twitter would want to say, oh, slap Mudryk in, he's ready to go. Mudryk is not ready yet.
Why isn't he ready? What do you mean?
When you like, this is the difference. When you go and watch him play, you see that there are moments that he can come out and be successful. I think what Mudryk should be doing is coming on with 20 minutes to go, using his pace, going up against tired defenders and really making a difference. He isn't quite there to start yet when people are ready to go.
I get there's a value in an impact sub. Everything you just said is great. Callum Hudson-Odoi wouldn't have cost 90 million. He'd have been free. You had this player. Why?
Mate,
Why did you buy this guy?
Mudryk's a step up, man.
Mudryk is going to be a quality player, and again, it's really sad that he's having a moment where he's got to sort of like acclimatise to the Premier League. But unfortunately, that's just the situation that he's in. I think we've just got to acknowledge that while Potter is going to take the heat for this, and he should do because he hasn't done it, right? There is a myriad of other issues going on. The board have made mistakes. It's not all Potter. Potter is going to be sacked, and he should be. But the board have made mistakes with the signings, and they've made mistakes with some of the stuff they've done.
11th, though. 11th. Chelsea Football Club, the pride of London, they call themselves. 11th in the table. How much did you spend?
A lot of money.
600 million.
11
million.
Yeah.
This might
It's
be one of the
embarrassing.
biggest failures we've seen in a Premier League season in terms of an entire club from top to bottom, from chairman, manager, players. This may be the biggest failure we've seen in terms of what should have happened in terms of money spent, the opportunity given to all these players, to the actual performances on the pitch and the delivery and points.
Can you imagine if you gave Thomas Tuchel £600 million to spend? He won a Champions League with a Frank Lampard squad. Do you know what I mean? Like, give him 600 million. Why? Like, what? When Tuchel wins the Champions League with Bayern this season, or even reaches the final, it will be his third Champions League final since 2020.